a video popped up a little while ago, just two days ago, of a fella, all right, enjoying, the most New York of delicacies, cart vendor, a halal cart vendor. Anyway, turns out this guy, who we're about to listen to, Stuart Seldowitz, Deputy Director and Senior Political Officer in the U.S. State Department's Office of Israel and Palestinian Affairs from 1999 to 2003. Not the only thing he did, by the way, but that's his most direct association with this. Let's listen. What is he up to? What's this fella?
My friends in immigration.
Really? Okay, go, yeah.
And to the Egyptian, the Mukhabarat wants your picture.
Okay, yalla, go.
Yeah? You know the Mukhabarat?
Hmm?
The Mukhabarat.
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
I just speak English.
No?
Yeah, go,
The
yalla.
Mukhabarat in Egypt will get your parents.
Go.
Does your
yeah.
father like his fingernails? They'll take them out one by one.
يلا روح منين يلا go yeah.
Why should I go? Why should I go? Tell me why I should go. I'm standing here. I'm an American. I have free. It's a free country. It's not like Egypt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, smile for me.
Mm-hmm.
Smile.
Did you your daughter like Muhammad did?
Hmm?
Did you your daughter like Muhammad?
I just speak English.
You only speak English?
No English, no.
You don't speak English.
Yes.
All right. Well, that just shows how ignorant you are. Because Muhammad was a rapist. It says in the Hadith, in your holy book.
Who Muhammad?
What?
Who Muhammad?
Muhammad, your prophet. You know who he is.
My prophet?
Yeah. He was a rapist. He Aisha. Does it say that in the Hadith or not? You know that?
I just speak English.
What?
No English.
You don't speak English? What do you speak? What do you speak? You speak Arabic? The language of the Quran? The Holy Quran?
Man, this really goes on, huh?
That some people
This guy's really bored today, huh?
use as a toilet? What do you think of that? People who use the Quran as a toilet? Does it bother you? Does it bother you? Tell me the truth.
I just speak English.
You don't speak English? Ah, that's too bad. That's why you're selling food in a food cart. Because you're ignorant. But you should learn English. It'll help you.
Of course,
When they
yeah.
deport you back to Egypt, and the Mukhabarat wants to interview you for being
Go yalla, because I'm more...
I think this guy might be slightly Islamophobic. I'm picking up vibes. Some people have called me an empath, and the vibes of this situation are slightly Islamophobic. He's been charged with hate crime. Neat. 4 charges. I list them here. What are they? 4 counts of stalking as a hate crime, aggravated harassment of race or religion. Which is fine, of course. Freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of speech. I don't believe in just... What did he say? Do you rape your daughter like Muhammad? Something like that. Okay. Obviously, past the point, it becomes harassment. It's a crime. A hate crime. Not good. They say former Obama advisor here, which he was. I think he was an Obama, acting director for South Asia at the National Security Council under Barack Obama. But this guy's actually been working in the government for decades. Well, he's retired now, but he was working in the government for decades, just as a sort of politically neutral, like, foreign agent. Not foreign agent. That implies other things. Like a foreign diplomat. A person whose job it is to know about things that are not happening in the country. Other shit. He's a lobbyist now. Of course he is. All former government officials become lobbyists. Anyway, this guy essentially had direct jurisdiction over issues relating to the subject that he's being bigoted about. This video gives some more context about him. Oh, well, I love context in video form. 5 minutes?
Now, we've all seen this footage of Stuart Seldowitz abusing
I
a
haven't.
street vendor in New York.
I hate the music. I can't listen to guys doing music.
If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, you know what? It wasn't enough.
But who is Stuart Seldowitz?
See, That right there is how you skip small talk. If you're thinking, I like to go right to deep, heavy topics, skip the small talk, just open up, get a real conversation going, that works. Jump right into the deep end.
And what has he been a part of for all of these years? Stuart Seldowitz, the 3-time recipient.
Oh yeah, see, notice how that was daytime and this is nighttime? I only showed one clip. He's done this multiple times.
Of the State Department's Superior Honor Award. He served in the State Department in their Office of Israel and Palestine Affairs as Deputy Director during the Bush years.
I said this, but I don't have music playing during my streams, so I guess, I don't have that.
This racist man had a role in managing the lie of the two-state solution. The two-state solution that was the subterfuge through which Palestinians have been continually...
Okay, yeah, thank this. Less information and more like a full presentation. Yeah, so that's pretty wild. I think it's important to see stuff like this because it's a reminder of, a lot of the bad stuff that our government does is done purely through, I guess, like the artifice of sort of administrative bureaucracy. Like a lot of stuff that happens that's bad is just because so many bureaucrats have to go through so much paperwork, so much stuff is inertial, so much of it is tied to what's been done before that the machine just keeps churning along, right? You could theoretically have a bureaucracy which is staffed individually by lots of really nice people, and they still end up doing really, really, really negative stuff with regards to, I don't know, foreign affairs or relations, dealing with homeless people, like medical care and coverage. Like there's a ton of stuff where even if you fill the system with good people, you still get bad outcomes because of the way the system is built. But it's also important to remember that sometimes, in addition to the system being keyed in towards abuse, you also have really bad people in it. And I think, I guess it's just kind of shocking because, I bet there are some people who know, but I bet you that guy got to inflect his bigotry on 2 decades of American foreign policy, basically unquestioned. You know what I mean? Like, he got to spend his entire career in the federal government just tainting the well and got away with it. And maybe sometimes quietly in his own department or office, somebody would like check him or like correct him on something or whatever. But clearly not enough because he shouldn't be able to act like that given the job that he's had. Maybe he had a mental break after leaving government, but I sincerely doubt that. If you met a guy, like a 60-year-old guy who was incredibly fucking racist, and then you learned that he was a cop for 30 years and he just retired 2 years ago, you wouldn't think, oh, well, maybe he just became racist after 30 years of being a cop. Probably not. Probably grew more radical over time, but still bad at the start. Yeah, no kidding. What happened to him? Oh, well, he's been arrested, I believe. Yeah, taken into police custody. My man got arrested. Okay, he has been fired from the firm that he lobbied from, which makes sense. They probably don't want to be tied to this guy. Seldowitz had nothing to say to reporters as he was walked out of the 19th precinct in handcuffs. Oh, huge missed opportunity. He should have asked them if they raped their daughters like Muhammad. Like, that's worked so well for him in the past as an opener, It's won him so many friends. What, now you're quiet? Meanwhile, Mohammed Hussein... Sorry, no hate, but... when your racist uncle has to come up with a hypothetical, like, Muslim name... Sorry. 24 was back to work at the CART Wednesday after filing a complaint of aggravated harassment with police. Good on him for doing that. Hussein recorded at least one of the videos of Seldowitz. Owners of the CART say there have been at least several ugly confrontations at the CART over the last 2 weeks amid conflict in the Middle East. I don't sleep well hearing those kinds of harsh comments regarding the Prophet Muhammad and asking the young kid if he raped his daughter and all that. Said Islam Mustafa, co-owner of the Halal CART. At some point, I need to do some research on this. I know it's not all Muslims, but there's over 1 billion Muslims. How do you guys get away with it? How is your prophet and half of your men named Muhammad? like I know there are like Mexicans called Jesus or whatever, but for this, it really would be like every other white person called Jesus. Vaush, there are Americans called Christian. Yeah, there are. I acknowledge that. I'm mostly talking about the Muhammad thing. John derives from Jesus. Yeah, but it's not Jesus. It's not spelled the same. Isn't it pronounced the same? Whatever. Jose, Lopez, Marco, Carlos, etc. What are we even talking about? An estimated yet ever-growing 150 million people bear the name Muhammad, which varies in spelling from place to place. That's wild, genuinely. At that point, I feel like you're almost culturally phasing out a first name. If so many people share the same first name, you're kind of like you're kind of like significantly reducing its utility in distinguishing people. Because like if you went to like a crowded, I don't know, bistro, I don't know, in the Arab world and yelled out like, "Yo, Mohammed!" Like what? Would like everyone look at you? Is that like a faux pas? Is it like drawing Muhammad? Like you can't say his name really loud either? I don't even know. It's spread out evenly throughout the world. I'm gonna guess it's probably more common in the Middle East, but you know, tall Muhammad, short Muhammad. You doing the bit like in Rick and Morty, where it's like every Morty is like a thing. Like that's Fat Morty. That's like Glasses Morty. Whatever. Yeah. I watched the first half of season 7 recently, and you know what? It was good. It was good. Yeah, it's on my mind, and it's good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think that ever since that guy got removed, I think it's gotten better, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. Zach Edamimi, construction manager, worked in witness confrontation. He described the situation as harassment. He said he tried to stop it. He had a lot of hatred. He was saying a lot of mean things, and I said, listen, this is not a place or time for this. You probably need to walk away from this gentleman and let him work. Man, people like this are like the actual fucking backbone of society, dude. You see someone being a huge dick in public, so you go up and you're like, hey, cut it out, man. Let him work. Like that. It's like such a simple thing, but it's unironically like so critical. In a phone interview with an ABC News producer, Seldowitz admitted he overreacted and regrets what he said. Wait, overreacted? Overreacted to what? To the kebab? Like, I saw a glistening kebab and I overreacted. My instincts took over. The Halal cart workers say if Seldowitz is truly sorry for what he said, they await a face-to-face apology. Based. And while the apology has yet to come, there was an outpouring of support Wednesday for Hussein. Friends and strangers gathered around a plastic folding table on the sidewalk. The table was provided by a loyal customer and local resident. Okay, this is. I know New Yorkers are insufferable, and I will not take that away from them. They are, but the fact that so much of like the walkable portions of New York are like the guy at that bodega, or the guy at that cart or whatever, the community moments, I guess. None of this would be possible if it was like, I don't know, like somebody harassing a Muslim CVS worker who's like one of only 2 people on staff. You need the community in order for people to like work together. Local community wins. Yeah. Is there a time and place to be racist towards the halal cart guy? Yeah, this guy who stepped up and tried to break up the altercation wasn't even like principally anti-racist. He was just like, no, he's doing his work. Be racist to him after he clocks out. Seldowitz told the New York Times that his interactions with the food vendor began after the vendor allegedly expressed support for Hamas. No such comments were included in the recorded videos. Okay, so the vendor almost certainly said something like Free Palestine. Almost certainly said something in that ballpark. And that's how this guy, 100% this guy asked, you want hummus? You think so? Guy asked like what should go with his pita bread. He's like, hummus is good. And then and this guy loses his shit. Ironically, this man declared a fatwa on the cart. Do you condemn hummus? No, I don't. It is very good with pita bread. Try hummus with fries. I think I had it once. It's pretty good, yeah. Oh, yeah.
אני בטוחה שיהיה לחץ בינלאומי מתישהו, כן, אני מקווה שאחרי שנסיים את המשימה, לשקם את עזה ומה עושים עם עזה. ואז צריך לנצל את זה, לנצל את ההרס שאנחנו נמיט עליהם, לנצל את זה לרתום את מדינות העולם, שכל אחד תיקח מכסה. אפשר גם של 20,000, גם של 50,000, שגם הם ייתנו כתף ושנאפשר להם לצאת. צריך להבין, היה מסובך לצאת עד היום. היה קשה לצאת מעזה. אנחנו צריכים לשנות את הקונספט.
ראש ממשלת סקוטלנד שגם הוא לא בדיוק עמד מאחורי הדיבור הזה.
אמר מקודם צביקה שבשנים האחרונות 500,000 צעירים היגרו. צריך ש2 מיליון יעברו. באמת...
So yeah, that's former Israeli Interior Minister saying the road forward for Gaza it's just flatly ethnic cleansing. I actually read up a little bit on her after retweeting this. You know, one of the things that I find most funny is that she identifies as secularist. Yeah. Which is really, really, really funny. Because I've said this before, that like the people who are most aggressive in using Judaism to justify the genocide of Palestinians are themselves not really Jewish. Like culturally, sure, you know, whatever. But in terms of like authentic religious belief, it's just a convenient tool to them, the same way that Trump pretends to be a Christian when it's convenient. When Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu failed to form a coalition government in the run-up to the September 2019 legislative election, Shaked ended up succeeding Bennett as leader of the New Right, considered to be one of the country's most active and influential legislators. Cool. Wait, is she even Jewish by faith? I mean, the answer honestly is irrelevant. I wonder if they actually mention this statement here. She argues the Israeli economy is insufficiently capitalistic. But on the other hand, she does support Kurdistan. So there's that. And legal weed? Okay, guys. We get weed and Kurdistan, but all Palestinians are genocided. Call it. What's it going to be? No? Ooh, principled chat. Ooh. I guess there's not really much to talk about here. Like, there's not much to expand on. She basically, I mean, she just directly says, like, I am a powerful politician, comma, and I think the solution for Gaza, I love the continued use of the word solution in this context, is to just get rid of all of them. We need all 2 million to leave. There's not even anything to say, really. Very Hitler-esque. Very Hitler-esque. Whitler, as it would, a woman Hitler, if such a thing can be believed to be possible.